on the screen right now, Excalibur, a Clairen that we've seen for time and time again, and Games and Flames, the Ori player.
Games and Flames. Oh, good memories. Good memories.
Yeah, good games coming up on Forest Floor. The Clairen Ori matchup is one of those that, as long as the Ori is whiff punishing, it's going to be relatively difficult for the Clairen to find their footing, but Excalibur having no trouble with that right now.
Yeah, no, not at all. Just getting right in here. I do want to make mention, where are we not right now? We're not in Julesville at all, which is normally kind of our NA startup. Whenever we look at like North American tournaments, that's where we seem to end up, but we have made it down to the Forest Floor at the moment. Games and Flames taking center stage very aggressively right now. Nice setup. Not going to quite find that kill, but 108 right now onto Excalibur, who has to try and play, defensively now. You've kind of cornered yourself, but getting some good damage down on the games.
Yeah, and Games and Flames right now seems to be doing a little bit of that calibration of the microspacing that you need, right? There's a lot of that dash dancing that's just slightly too close, and Excalibur is punishing Games and Flames for that. But the longer this game goes, the more Games and Flames is going to be able to get that download on deck. But for now, Excalibur has the best window available, but that window is swiftly closing.
Yeah, no, nice little setup there to find that first kill, and now it's about adding that extra percentage. And that's a nice thing about having the best of sets. Obviously, best of 3, it's relatively short, but you have that time to get used to your opponent. And really, that's what matters a lot more than your performance in game number 1 and how much you can give them momentum. Nice little setup there. Find that up strong off the top of the screen, and that is the setup for Excalibur to bring the stock count back to even. But you're still racking up a lot of percentage. Games and Flames going very aggressive for that down air off the side of the stage, and now looking to eat a little bit of damage off this edge guard. Good job to get back to stage. Nice and comfortable though.
Yeah, nice and comfortable. Going to be missing out on that tipper side B, but Excalibur unfortunately not going to be getting as much off of the edge guard as we might have expected to see from a Clairen. Clairen into Ori. The one thing that Clairen really has in this matchup is this edge guard is deadly. Speaking of which, Games and Flames is taking so much percent on the second stock.
Yeah, talk about adaptation. That's what you need to probably be looking at right now, is that's where Games and Flames is losing all that percent right now. It's just getting caught off the side of the stage. Play a little bit more defensive, a little bit more stage control-y. Might get you some distance. Right now, not looking for that at the moment right now, as they're just about tied up on percentage. Games and Flames trying to go aggressive to find this kill early. Really, it gives you so much momentum going into the later stages. Games has gone so low. Is there a way back? No. Excalibur rightly just waiting at the ledge there, knows that there's no reason to give Games a way back to the stage. Now has that stock advantage, but that's going to be quickly wiped off the screen right now. Only 9% on this Ori. Last stock apiece. This is only game number 1, but there's a lot of pressure between these two because, game number 1, that's momentum, and that is your first point of the set. That matters so much more than you might think it does.
Yeah, and Excalibur, honestly, has been playing this game relatively phenomenally, right? Just pushing Games and Flames off to the side of the stage, looking for that edge guard, but Games and Flames looking for a bash in return.
Wow, can't believe I actually found that now. Excalibur's caught up the side of the stage, 81% right now. Ooh, Game's just barely missing that waveland. Does get punished for it. Good little air dodge to get out of the 1-2. That was the setup that he found for that first stock. Game's not getting that setup the second time. It's still 114 right now on Excalibur's taking a lot of pressure at the edge of the stage. Great waveland in the F-tilt to break some distance, but has just been put right back off to that right side of the stage. The patience from Games and Flames, and going deep off of that one to pick up that first game.
Yeah, picking up that first game with what was honestly so close and back and forth. And I will say, this is something that is much more expected to be in Games' favor. Games is, a relatively on the upper end of those Ori players, and Excalibur, actually, if I remember correctly, I think Excalibur is, still around like the MS Band level.
Yeah.
All right, but either way, I'm going to be moving on to Trouble Pond. A phenomenal adaptation in terms of stage choice. This is a great Clairen stage, but at the same time, Ori can make so good use of those side platforms.
Yeah, no, and this is my personal favorite stage. I love seeing stuff come here. It's not my favorite stage to watch necessarily. I'm sure we'll get some rock ball at some point during this tournament. So much chaos there, but this is a good stage for if you want to use your platform movement. And that's something that Excalibur is going to have to make use of on this Clairen. Clairen can definitely get a lot of headway out of that. But just having those little overhangs on those side platforms, and there's so much platform covers, about 90%, and probably more than that, probably 95% of the stage overall. You can just be on a platform all the time. That's so unfortunate, though. Trying to get that wave back to get into a safer position. Can't quite grab that platform, and Excalibur dropping that first stock a bit too early.
Yeah, and Excalibur, unfortunate start, but honestly not out of the game just yet. Is Games and Flames is going to look to get as much extra credit as possible, not going too overly aggressive, just looking to whiff punish whenever Excalibur does try to commit to an option.
Yeah, no, it's been really good for Games to keep this lead basically wrapping around in percentage right now. Good little setup there to push Excalibur off the top. There's so much pressure right now, 105, and you can't afford to drop. There it is, 2 stocks down, only 76% right now on this Ori. Games and Flames has really turned it up for this second game right now. That SD hurt that first stock, but I mean, you're still keeping the pressure really high. This still doesn't look like it could have been Excalibur's favor even with the 4th stock.
Yeah, and Games and Flames just absolutely running away with this one. I mean, I've said before, right? If you're going to homie stock, you better not need that extra stock. And Games and Flames really keeping true to that kind of a rule. Looking for the back air, not going to be able to let Excalibur come back to stage, and that is a swift 2-0 from Games and Flames. First game was real close, but you know, game 2, that is that download complete.
Yeah, just switched on the Jets and really just took off. You know, we saw that initially there was maybe a little bit of close back and forth, but that was kind of it.
Yeah, and